2021 was the second year in a row bookended by the pandemic and political instability. But before we look ahead to the new year, Fox's Bill Hemmer takes a look back at the top news stories of the past 12 months.
2021 was another turbulent year marked by civil unrest, economic uncertainty, and a pandemic that just won't go away. Those stories and more dominating the headlines this past year.
The year kicking off with one of the worst breaches of security in American history. After a rally featuring a fiery speech from President Trump, his supporters attacked the Capitol on January 6th, demanding his loss in the 2020 election be overturned. Members of Congress there to certify the vote went into hiding as thousands stormed the building, making it as far as the House and Senate floor and the Speaker's office.
On the table.
Those events eventually prompting the House to impeach President Trump just a week later, making him the only American president to face 2 impeachment trials. But much like his first, the former president was eventually acquitted by the Senate. Just a week later.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Joe Biden becomes the 46th president of the United States. The socially distanced inauguration taking place under a cloud of uncertainty. Also in January, the COVID death toll passes 2 million around the world. It would grow to more than 5 million by the end of the year as the pandemic grinds on. The containment effort largely focused on the Delta variant, a new strain more contagious and deadly than the original. Health officials making a big push for vaccinations and boosters as the best way to stop the spread. Shots from Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson all getting the green light from the FDA. Millions signed up immediately, but demand soon tapered off as vaccine hesitancy set in. The Biden administration responding with a series of mandates, including a requirement for federal workers and contractors to roll up their sleeves or lose their jobs, and a nationwide vaccine mandate for all private businesses with more than 100 employees. 2021 also seeing its share of racially charged murder trials, starting with Derek Chauvin, the former police officer who was seen in a video kneeling on George Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. Chauvin was convicted and sentenced to more than 22 years behind bars. In Surfside, Florida, a 12-story apartment building collapses in the middle of the night with no warning, leaving at least 98 residents dead. Afghanistan was changing rapidly. President Biden sticks to an August 31st deadline to withdraw U.S. troops, but the Taliban were on the march. They made a lightning blitz across the country, eventually taking the capital city of Kabul on August 15th. The Pentagon forced to deploy about 7,000 troops to secure the airport in the final days of the evacuation. But just 4 days before that deadline, an ISIS bomber hitting one of the main airport gates, killing 13 American service members and dozens of Afghan civilians. Back in the U.S., Hurricane Ida slamming into Louisiana as a Category 4 storm. It was the second most damaging hurricane in the state's history. Ida's remnants also caused massive destruction throughout the Northeast. At least 115 dead and more than $65 billion worth of damage. In Wisconsin, Kyle Rittenhouse is charged with first-degree intentional homicide after shooting 3 people during the civil unrest in Kenosha last year.
Not guilty.
Rittenhouse, claiming self-defense, is eventually acquitted on all charges. And just 2 weeks before Christmas, a series of tornadoes devastating parts of the Midwest, causing dozens of deaths and billions of dollars in damage. The hardest hit state, Kentucky, where the sheer level of destruction was nearly unprecedented.
And looking forward in 2022, COVID may dominate the headlines again, depending on new strains like Omicron. We're also keeping a close eye on those supply chain issues and inflation and the midterm elections where Republicans hope to take back Congress. And of course, we'll be here for all of it. Until then, in New York, Bill Hemmer, Fox News.